Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that you are here today. And I also want to say a huge thank you for Mongo for welcoming us and to React W Meetup for organizing this event. Today my goal is to provide you a beginner introduction to the blockchain, exploring the new web, and how to use React to display your NFTs in a web application. So before we dive in onto this excellent concept, I'd like to briefly introduce myself to you all. My name is Ricardo Luz. I work as a front-end tech lead at Keystream. Before that, I worked at Udemy and several companies in Brazil in the last 17 years. I love to write technical content. It's a way that I learn new things and make my ideas clear. At the same time, it's a way that I share with the developer community what I know. I wrote several articles for Front-End Weekly magazine, and you can also find my technical articles in my blog and my Medium profile. So what's this presentation content? The idea is to show some misconception about what NFT is, explain what NFT and smart contracts really are, and finally, explain how to use OpenZeppelin to generate your smart contracts quickly and integrate them with your React application in less than 50 lines of code. In the last few years, there have been several misunderstandings about what NFT is. For example, some people believe that NFT are a way to get rich selling a monkey image. So this presentation will not explain how to create your NFTs to buy a Ferrari, nor techniques about using NFTs to sell anything. So if you are looking for something like this, I'm afraid to say that you are in the wrong place. What's an NFT after all? First, let's meet ELSA. ELSA is a talented designer who creates a beautiful collection of illustrated deck of cards, and you want to sell a limited edition of only 100 copies per card online. She wants to sell each card individually, allowing the people to collect them. However, she's worried. How the collectors know if they have the original copy? How they exchange the cards each other? How to avoid forgery? To solve problems like this, NFT, also known as non-fungible tokens, turns your digital assets into one of a kind by creating a unique digital signature which defines the ownership of your assets. Also, NFT can be bought or sold with real money, cryptocurrency, or any other assets, including another NFT. Non-fungible tokens means that they are not interchangeable, and each represents a unique asset belonging to a specific person. On the other hand, fungible tokens are exchangeable. They can be divided into small units to form the same value. For example, a $100 bill is fungible, as you can exchange it for 5 $20 bill or 2 $50 bill. However, the birth of Venus paint is non-fungible, as you cannot generate being bulky. So even if it's copied, it will not be authentic. Each NFT contains distinguishable information like who possessed the digital asset and who sold it, making this unique and easily verifiable. As it is impossible to forge the certificate, it will secure the asset originality. NFT creates a blockchain-based digital certificate for digital collectibles, including arts, games, music, memberships, and many more. This certificate gives the asset a unique identity. Using NFT, ELSA could generate 100 tokens for each card from her illustrated deck of cards, allowing the collectors to buy it securely, and resell the cards to other collectors when all the original cards are sold. To create an NFT, you must first create a smart contract. They are agreements between two parts in the form of computer code, run on a blockchain and are stored in a public database. That's impossible to change. Another advantage is that they remove the middleman and the need for the central authority. Once the code defines all the rules, and it's open for anyone to check. NFT smart contracts define data availability, royalty, sales condition, expiration, provide a way to display the available NFTs, create new NFTs according to the required rules. A great way to create smart contracts is using OpenZeppelin. OpenZeppelin is an open source platform for building security dApps, decentralized dApps. It allows smart contracts creation on the Ethereum network on other DLTs, distributed ledger technologies. Also, it provides a way to review, audit, and has a no-code tool. Before diving the code to mint NFT, let's first check the steps overview. We first need to create a contract using OpenZeppelin no-code tool, or code from the scratch using the Solidity language. Then we export code to the Remix editor and you compile and deploy the code in the blockchain. Finally, we use ethers.js npm package to access our contract inside our React application. A great way to start for beginners is by using the OpenZeppelin no-code tool. To access, go to docs.openzeppelin.com and select Contracts. After the page is loaded, click on the wizard option on the left menu. This wizard will allow you to create different contracts. Once our focus is the NFT generation, we will select ERC721. ERC721 is a standard for representing the ownership of non-fungible tokens, where each token is unique. Each contract requires basic information like name, symbol, security contact, and license. After defining that, we can enable the features that you want. When we enable the mintable option, we allow the creation of a new token. And the burnable option allows the owners to destroy their tokens. After defining the options we want, we need to compile and deploy this code. To do that, we use the option Open in Remix. Remix IDE it's a no-setup tool with interface for developing smart contracts. It plays well with other tools and allows a simple deployment process. Also, Remix is famous for its visual debugger. The first thing that we need to do in Remix is compiling our code. To do that, we need to click in Solidity Compile option on the menu on the left, and then click in the Compile button. This will generate a code that you can use to deploy this contract to make this available to everyone to use. The compilation will generate an ABI. ABIs are the definitions that help us to know the method names, parameters, and arguments, data type that you can use to interact with a smart contract, and the structures of events emitted. You need to copy the ABI generated during the compilation step to a JSON file that your React application will use to connect with your smart contract. After the compilation, we need to click on Deploy and Run Transactions option. Then we click on Deploy button. Please note that this process could take a few seconds to finish sometimes. After the deployment completion, you'll see the contract listed on Deployed Contracts section. We need to copy the address generated to our JSON file as well. After this, we need to install the ethers.js npm package in our React application. This package will allow us to connect with the user wallet and access the smart contract we create. That's everything that you need to do to connect with your React application. The integration with React is quite simple and can be done in a few lines of code. The first thing that we need to do is import the credentials from our JSON file. We also need to import ethers.js package to our component file. Inside our React component, we need to create a function to get our NFTs, or any other function that you want to access in our contract. Then we need to define the provider and the signer. A provider is abstraction of a connection to the Ethereum network. A signer, in Ethers, is abstraction of a Ethereum account that will be used to execute state change operations. Now, we can access the contract we create using the address, the ABI, and the signer. Finally, we have access to all public functions defined in your contract. We can use this to create new tokens, update the price, get the owner, the token list, and many more. So, with your help as a front-end developer, the ELSAs in the road can create tremendous and visionary Web3 application. Depending on your application scope, we will not need a backend for this, once you can build your backend inside a smart contract. I left outside this presentation how to connect with your MetaMask wallet and how to create a wallet, but you can find easily a content about this and it's quite easy to learn. So, my final thoughts about this. Thanks everybody for watching this presentation. I also want to say a thank you for Lola, Flavio, and all my friends that watched this presentation countless times. My idea here is briefly introduction this content to curious developers who want to know more about the fantastic opportunities in the Web3. This presentation intends to talk about something other than advanced concepts, because I also still learning about blockchain every day. Also, it's important to highlight that NFT will be a great technology that you can use in few years to solve countless problems in the world. If you want to watch this content again, I publish it in my technical blog. So please don't hesitate to reach me and Flavio to any question that you have. Thanks again.